Hello. Welcome. I'm all ready to be live. Except I went live and I just kind of like, I'm getting practice. So I just kind of went live real quick. Pushed the start button. And then realized that the title of this probably says Call of Duty Thriller Thursdays, Gamer Night. That's not what we're doing right now. This is our daily trips vlog. So if you're tuning in thinking you're about to see some cool gaming, that's the next week. So next week I won't be around. But they'll probably still game. But I'll be in Orlando, going down to the Champs Trade Show with my good buddies over at Atomic Glass. And going to go check up on things down there. Yep, that's exactly what it says. Call of Duty Black Ops Thriller Thursday Game Night. But that's what happened. We're just going to be talking about some mushrooms. Yeah, some beautiful mushrooms. Got our caps made. Our lion's mane Stamets caps with the stacking technique. I gotta say, I am pretty impressed with these little guys. They're just right. They kind of give you that nice wake feeling. Really tackle the day feeling. And and they're pretty amazing. I think I got my niacin blend pretty solid. I might even increase it a little bit because I've done niacin before. I don't know if you guys know this, but niacin is a great way to, help you flush that system out real good. So, back in the day, before there was all these delicious drinks on the market, we would take a bunch of niacin capsules and then sweat like rock star lobsters for a few hours and pee neon green, and then go take our piss test. And that's how we usually passed our piss test back in the day, old school status. So I was of course like, whoa, niacin inside of this is gonna be tough, but I went ahead and did it. We added it in, and we're just impressed. It definitely does put the legs on the lion's mane, like Mr. Stamets suggests. So I look forward to their studies coming out. They're obviously doing studies right now, like controlled studies on that. That's going to be interesting. I got a few friends of mine. We're going to start taking it regularly, see how it goes. Haven't really came up with a good name for it. We're just calling it the stack capsule right now, because that's what it is it's stacked. The lion's mane was awesome though yesterday. Cutting that and trimming it up. When I cut it out, we had just huge chunks. It was like almost like a steak. Got it in the dehydrator. Smells great. Dehydrating all day makes the whole lab just smell wonderful. Really impressed by that mushroom. Really looking forward to expanding on those mushrooms even more and bringing out some more of its badass products. Lion's mane, is a medicinal mushroom and I guess a, extremely edible mushroom. Lots of people really enjoy it. A lot of vegan dishes use it. Don't worry, I'm not quite going vegan yet. But it's pretty impressive in that sense. So, but we are gearing up for our big trip. So, probably won't hear from me. I'll try to do at least 1 or 2 blogs while I'm over there. But like today, I got excited, got excited. Let's be honest, it took me a good hour and a half to get awake, to get in the lab. But once we were there, putting in the work, it worked out great. So, yeah. So, getting ready for Orlando now. Orlando Champs is going down. Shout outs to my Florida peeps. So we'll be down there doing that thing. And it's going to be good. I'm still working on, what are we even going to talk about during these vlogs? Like I said, I want to try to keep them about 10 minutes long, 15 minutes long. But obviously need to bring some content. I mean, I can start, there's all kinds of stuff we could do. I can definitely talk about the story of how we got here, where we're going, We got, tons of people talking about the benefits of mushrooms. I guess mainly that's probably where I'll start this first season, is just, telling y'all, I guess, where I came from, I guess, right? You know? So that's how we'll do it. So, without further ado, I guess, where did I come from? Well, we always joke about it. I came from space. No, I'm just joking. I was born in August. So during my birthday every year, we have a meteor shower. So I always joke about my meteor shower. That's when I came here. Mm-hmm. Miss Patty Dukes, hello. Was born down in Alabama. Lived most of my life. Running around from town to town till I ended up in Washington. That's where I fought for legalization, cannabis. We went through 4 different efforts before one was actually successful. So doing that too, I think it really kind of molded me to being the fighter. I definitely wasn't afraid to be in the trenches. I opened up a pipe store 2 doors down from the police station and started gathering signatures for cannabis legalization. I mean, who does that, right? Like, talk about poke the bear. Yeah, so, and we worked on 4 different efforts. Thing is, I have no definition of quit, you know. Um, and that's kind of what I'm bringing to this industry too. It's a definition of, we don't know the definition of quit. Don't know what that word means. Quit just means try again, different. you know, um, and so that's what I brought. Definitely had a lot of adversity when we were definitely coming up. We had a lot of people that didn't believe in us. A lot of people that didn't believe what I was doing was even, legit or legal or anything. And we just slowly proved them all wrong. It was just slowly kept at it, kept working at it until, one day it became a regular thing. Now it's a regular thing, Now cannabis is semi legal in 25 plus states. I know that we're over the 25 limit mark there. Legalized recreational legal in a lot of states. I mean, a lot more states, a lot faster than we thought it would go. And now even some states are, legislatively legalizing cannabis. In other words, we're not having to petition the government to redress the grievances for legalization. They're actually just legalizing cannabis. So that's really beautiful. And I think that's going to happen in the next few years with mushrooms, especially when we keep our fighters in it, much like myself. The ones that's willing to stay in the trenches and, really push the envelope forward in the industry. Though, looking back, the one thing I am fearful of that I actually kind of dislike, and this is going out to my Facebook feed, so I know some of my Facebook friends are going to be like, boo, you're talking about us. I'm not talking about anybody in particular, okay? Nobody's in particular. Nobody anything, because lots of people are doing it. Lots of people are doing it. Lots of people are selling products that, the spice products. There'll be the fake psilocybin products. The different psilocybin products. Like, there's a psilocybin product out right now that everybody's talking about. Everybody's excited about. There's one in Florida selling it. But Paul Stamets himself talks about all this particular mushroom, even though it isn't a psilocybin cubensis. It's being sold as a psilocybin cubensis. Most people think, when you think magic mushrooms, you think psilocybin cubensis. You don't think of these other strains. But this strain in particular, Paul warns against. He says, this strain I'll tell you about what this particular mushroom did. I think I talked about this in my first episode. I don't remember. But yeah, it's a strain where people will, back when the Scottish were being seized or somebody like that, correct me in the chat, right? Uh, they uh, they decided to make soup out of this, and they all ate that soup, and then they proceeded to go outside, all get butt naked, and all charges hacking and slashing and cutting right through the English army, and they called that the Berserker. And that's why it's referred to as the Berserker thing. And that's what Paul's worried about. People get this thing stuck in the head, this repetitive issue, and they're going to repetitively do that throughout the whole, psychedelic experience. And he's like, that's not even like, that's so far from the psychedelic experience, like that is a experience, but it's not a psychedelic experience. And I fear that there's going to be a whole lot of, hubbalooba around products that aren't really beneficial psilocybin producing, mushrooms. They're, fake things. They're derived other ways and things like that. And of course, that's going to flood the industry because you're going to be able to flood that into the states that don't have mushrooms legally, and that's how it works. That's why there's THCO and all those other stuff. Just legalize THC, then you don't need THCO. Pretty simple, right? So, but all in the name of making a buck, I guess. So, and that's the thing, as consumers, we don't really know, like, how lost some of these things get. We don't really like think about it too much. We think to ourselves, when we go to the grocery store is going to have what we want, and that's going to be it, right? And it's going to be perfect. It's going to be, you can guarantee it's going to be safe. You can guarantee it's going to be this, and guarantee it's going to be what it says on the package, right? But in reality, it don't quite work like that. A lot of things end up in the market that you think has oversight, but it really doesn't. And even when it does have oversight, those are 50,000 packages going through a day. They're not inspecting 50,000 packages. It's terrifying, but it's true. So as consumers, we gotta be up for that. I think I got asked the question, what's my favorite mushroom, right? Get me on the subject here. I gotta say, I really enjoy, psychedelic mushroom wise. I really enjoy the Averys, because Averys are very euphoric, but in low doses, they're very euphoric, very mind opening, very warm. In higher doses is, geometric patterns, fun, thought provoking. And they're just a beautiful mushroom. But the ghosts are also a great mushroom, but that's a hard one for me to find. I'm still trying to get that one pinned down. I keep meeting people that say they got it. They're going to get me a version of it, get me a swab, give me a set. I even told a dude I'll give him $100 for 10 dishes. And I ain't seen it. So, I ain't seen it. So if you got a ghost, let me see that ghost. That's the one I want to see. So, but the funny thing is, when we talk about it, is it's like 200 different species of just psilocybin cubensis. So, the range and the adaptability of the mushroom is beautiful. And that's maybe why I get along with mushrooms. Because, when I moved all my life like I did, I moved and had to adapt to new states. I always had an accent. So I had to adapt all the time. Adapt quickly and overcome. And that's what mushrooms do. They adapt quickly. They overcome. That's where we're at. So, this is my daily blog. So, I am going to call it a week and relax. I wanted to make sure to jump in here and update everybody and say hello. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to share this with a friend. And if you got any questions, hit me up. Feel free to ask. And have a good day.